Welcome back to Keone Games. My name is Will, and today I wanted to talk about my Day 3 recap of basically what was a combination of Blooming Waters and Prismatic Evolutions. So just like Day 2, it was a very early morning. I got up at 6 o'clock this time. As soon as my alarm went off this time, I got up right away. I had like the Costco numbers already saved on my phone, so I got up and gave I think it was like 4 different Costco's a call, because I also checked the app, checked to see which ones actually were in stock. The 4 nearest to me I called, and all 4 of them said that they actually did have it in stock. There was one that said that they didn't have it. I later found out that they did, and they were just withholding information. So as soon as I got up, I basically made myself a Zip Fizz, which is kind of like a combination of a energy drink plus a what do you call it? Kind of like a sports drink type of thing with a bunch of electrolytes. Made one of those and just got dressed and headed straight to I headed straight to the closest Costco. And it was a Costco that said that they didn't have any in stock. When I got there, I did see one car there. I was pretty sure he was also camping out. He had his car running still. It looked like he had his heater on because it was freezing cold again. And he kind of glanced at me, I glanced at him. I think we both kind of knew that we were both probably there for Pokemon. But I was surprised that there was like no one else there. So I did hang out there for a good like 15 or 20 minutes. Was just like checking social media, seeing like if there was like any chatter about Blooming Waters and like what was going to be happening. I did find out that most of the Costco's were only going to be limiting to 2. I believe all of the Costco's, at least here in Washington State, said that they were going to limit everyone to basically 2 boxes per, I don't know if it's per person or per like account or per like membership. So I decided to actually head to another Costco instead. That way, if it was 2 per membership, I could hit multiple Costco's. So I drove a little bit further south to a Costco that said that they actually did have it in stock, and to like get there early. Got there really early. I thought we were within like 20 minutes or so. So I think I was there just before 7. Okay, so it's a little bit after 7, and I thought I would come to Costco today and see if I could get more of the Blooming Waters. I called around at a couple of Costco's, and they both said that they have it in stock, but there is a limit of 2. Looks like I'm the first person here. But yeah, I got to my first Costco and there was no one there at all. When I got there, there was a guy that came out, like a Costco employee, and he was like, "Could I help you with something?" And I was just like, I'm here for the Costco or the Pokemon Costco bundles." And he was like, "Oh, well, you're gonna be like basically essentially waiting for a long time." I just basically sat in my car with the heater on. Again, checking social media, I was able to get in touch with my cousin who was actually up really early, and I guess he was at a Target and he was going to try and wait for Prismatic Evolutions. I think Targets were opening up at 8 a.m. So in my mind, I was just like, there's no one here, and I think there's no one here at Costco because they're limiting it to 2 now, and there's probably going to be at least 100 to 200 boxes per Costco. So even if you were to come, let's say, even like half an hour after they open, I'm sure you're going to be able to get it. I decided to then drive to my nearest Target in that area. It was maybe like a mile and a half away, so not too far away. And as soon as I got out, I was able to get like another clip.
Okay, so I came to Target instead to see if I can get some Prismatic. This is the line already.
Yeah, there was already like a line of, I don't remember exactly how many, there was like about 10 to 15 people, so it wasn't like a crazy line, but I wasn't sure how many ETBs or even just how many products in general Target, like each Target would have. I thought maybe they only might be getting, a case of ETBs is 4, is it? I'm not sure. So they could be getting like a few cases each. I think I was something like the 10th or 12th person in line at the Target. I decided, like, why not? You know, like, they open at 8. I think it was maybe like 7:30, 7:45 by the time I got there. I might as well wait and see if I can score some Prismatic, even if it's just like the stickers or the poster collection. What I really did want was the binder collection. And as soon as they opened at 8, it was very civil, essentially. Like there was no like running, there was like no fighting. Everyone in line was like super chill, super cool. They walked us up to the customer service desk, and in their back room behind the customer service desk, that's where they actually had all the products. And I saw everyone like ordering the ETBs. You could only order one of the 4 items. I think there were like a 3-pack blister, the binder collection, the poster, and ETB, but everyone was getting the ETB. I got lucky again. As soon as I got to the front, as soon as I got to the front of the customer service desk, I was actually the last person to get an ETB. So I was like, perfect. Got an ETB. I actually spoke to someone else that came after me, and they wanted to purchase an ETB as well, but they weren't able to get one. They ended up selling me their, I think it was their poster collection, and I gave him like an extra like $5 for it or something. I just like Venmoed him. I forgot how much those were going for. Something like $15 or $16. So I probably gave him either 20 or 25. I don't remember at the time. He really wanted the ETB. He didn't really care for it, so I was like, cool. I got an extra Prismatic Evolutions item. I then went back to the Costco that I was like sitting at. Again, just checking social media, talking to my cousin, telling him like, oh, I scored. He unfortunately wasn't able to get one, which was very unfortunate, and he had to go to work. As soon as it got close to, I think it was 10 o'clock when that Costco opened, I went up to, like, I could see people like lining up, so I went up to the front line and was just like hanging around, and there was actually a person that was handing out like vouchers or like tickets to each person. Like he came out, asked like who here is actually trying to buy like Pokemon. A bunch of people raised their hands, and he was just handing out vouchers. And while like waiting in line, there was an old lady that was like behind me, and she was like asking if she could see like my ticket, because it was essentially like a like whenever you go to Costco and they have like the prices for the products, they basically handed one of those out with like a number on the back. I don't know how many numbers he had, probably at least 50. I got number 5. But she wanted to see like what the fuss was like about it, so I was like kind of telling her about it, and she didn't know like Pokemon was like so popular still. I think she had like her kids, she was like saying when her kids were like younger, they collected Pokemon as well. And I was like, yeah, you're only like limited to 2 now. And I was actually hoping I could get a bit more. But like just talking to her a little bit, just being nice and making small talk, she had actually offered to help me get another 2 with her membership. So I was like, that would be wonderful. And I offered to give her like an extra $20 just for helping me out. She was like saying like, no, you don't have to do that, but luckily I had cash on me. Brought cash with me just in case I needed to use cash at like certain places, but was able to get my 2, and then she sold me her 2, so I had 4. So I was like, great, I'm gonna now then go to another Costco where I used to live and see if I can pick up another 2. Drove there. It was maybe about like a 15-16 minute drive. As soon as I got there, I could see like a bunch of people walking out with like their 2 bundles. They weren't handing out vouchers at this one. At this one, there was just an employee standing in front of a bunch of the bundles. I grabbed my 2, checked out, and started walking to my car. And I had someone actually offer to sell me their Pokemon bundles. I forgot how much I paid for them exactly. I think I gave him like an extra, because he had 2 of the bundles. I think I gave him whatever the price of the bundles were. I think there was close to like $100. So I gave him, I paid $70 for each one. So I basically gave him an extra 20 for each bundle. So I got 2 more bundles for $70 each. It's a little bit of a risky play. It's kind of an investment. I know I can probably sell them like on Facebook Marketplace for like $90. I'm fairly confident with that, so I could flip it for an extra 20. But I'm planning on holding on to them for a bit longer than trying to sell them for like just quick money right now. I then went to the third Costco. That was probably like another like 15 to 20 minute drive. That's the one that said that they didn't have any, but it was the closest one, and it was going to be on the way to a local game store that I had planned on going to. So I got to that Costco, and this Costco actually found out they actually did have it. They were saying they didn't have it over the phone, and I think they just didn't want that craziness. So shame on them for like lying to customers, but it looked like they had quite a bit left. But the only way you can actually get them was you had to go to a regular register, tell them that you're actually wanting to buy those Costco bundles, and then they had it behind a cage where there was like a supervisor or a manager that would basically hand you those 2 bundles. So, like after I had paid for it, I gave the guy the receipt, and he was like, have you bought any, I don't remember his exact wording, but it sounded like he was trying to figure out if you've either bought any today or if you ever bought any yet. And I clearly have, but I was like, is he really gonna like check? And if he does and he finds out I'm lying, so what? I told him I haven't bought any. He went to his computer and he was like doing a bunch of, looked like he was like checking my receipt or checking something on my account. So I was a little bit worried at the time. I then later find out, I think he was taking a general look of how much money I've spent basically in the last like year, or even like year to date or something, on my Costco membership, and he was basically trying to upsell me into getting the executive membership. I actually did get the executive membership because I realized I am buying a lot of things from Costco, and I can probably use that extra 2% back. But yeah, I got out with those 2. So that's I think 10 in total. 10 of the Blooming Waters boxes I was able to get on a day where they were only selling 2 each. One I was able to get a nice old lady to help me out. The other one I did buy off of someone outside the door because they were just trying to resell it and wanted a quick flip, and I was like, cool, I will take that. That's a pretty good price. So then I went to the local game store, which opened at 12 p.m. I think I got there around 11:45, and it was craziness. It was the line of lines, but I think I have another clip for you guys to see.
Alright, so I decided to come to my local game store. And this is the line. I'm assuming everyone here is waiting for Prismatic. And I'm not even sure how many they're going to actually even have. But I'm going to wait since they open in about 15 minutes.
So yeah, I parked and got out my car and started walking to the store, and that's what I saw. There, it looked like there was a good 50 people in line. I later found out that there was actually a lot more people in line. There was like an area at the top of the stairs where a bunch of people were just kind of hanging out on the patio, which was probably like another 20 or 30 people up there. So they opened at 12 and the line wasn't moving at all. And I now know it didn't move because there was that backup of people on the patio that were at the front of the line. Slowly it started moving, and at that local game store you were able to buy one of the 4 different products. As I got closer up to the line, I actually found out that this store actually had 300 ETBs. I don't know how they got that big of an allocation, but none of the big box stores got like close to that much. None of the other stores I've heard of really even got that much, so I was really surprised that they had that many, and I felt so much better after hearing from someone that purchased their allocation, that they said that the store owner said that there was 300. So I was worried that I was going to be waiting in that line in the cold for nothing, but I got an ETB, and I believe it was another sticker collection. They sold out of poster collection. They didn't have any of the stickers. The binders sold out, and they were selling 3 loose booster packs for $10 each. Later found out they were selling it for $10 each because the owner had sourced some extra booster packs, but he had to basically pay like market value for them. So he was basically just like breaking even and just like selling those at 10, while everything else was sold at MSRP. So my haul for that day was pretty good. It was a very long day. It was exhausting. I think by the time I got home, all I wanted to do was eat something small and like knock out and go back to bed and like take a nap, which is what I did. It's like nighttime now, but let me show you what I've got. Okay, so I guess I'll give you guys a super quick look of the shells. These are the 3 shells I finally was able to build out, and I'm starting to store some of my my bulk and products on there, but those are all the blooming waters I've got. So top and bottom shelf, and I actually got my Pokemon Center ETBs today as well. Those came in. I got 2 of those. Got my ETBs and the poster collection. So it would have been nice to actually have the sticker collection and the binder as well, just to kind of hold on to, but I'm glad with what I've gotten so far. So yeah, that was my day 3 Prismatic Evolutions and Blooming Waters haul for the day. Did you guys get anything? I'm hoping a lot of you guys were able to get something as well. I'm pretty content with what I was able to get, just because I know the Blooming Waters was very difficult for people to get. I know some people didn't get any. I know Prismatic Evolutions, that was very difficult for a lot of people to get. I was lucky. I was able to order 2 of the Pokemon Center ETBs, and I got 2 of the surprise boxes as well. What I didn't realize was the surprise boxes are actually going to ship out sometime next month. So I can't wait to get those and to have those on display as well, and just to hold on to. I know a lot of people, or there may be some people that may be upset with me, with people like me that I feel like we get labeled into different categories. I know scalper is one of them, reseller is one of them, investor is one of them. I don't know what category I would be considered. If anything, I see myself as more of a reseller investor. I feel like a scalper is someone that tries to either manipulate the market or tries to buy something and flips it right away. Whereas I am trying to hold on to my blooming waters. I'm going to wait like a few months before I decide to sell any of them. My Pokemon Center ETBs, that might be like a longer term hold. I don't know how those potentially will appreciate. But I imagine, it's not something that gets reprinted. So at least I don't think it gets reprinted, or they don't like release more of them. I think I probably have to do some research on it and find out. But the way I understand the Pokemon Center ETBs, they basically have like one printing of it, or they just like make so many of them and then they don't keep printing them or keep making them. The regular Prismatic Evolutions ETBs, I may try to sell earlier just because I know that there is going to be a reprint, and from what I think, just even from like TCG Player already, they have dropped in price a lot. I think even the Pokemon Center ETBs have dropped a lot as well. So maybe those will get reprinted, but like I said, I don't know enough. I think just being able to get some of them ready, I already know I've been able to make a profit from buying them. But the Prismatic ETBs are something I may try to sell sooner rather than later. But it's something that I need to figure out and just like do some research on. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely consider subscribing. Let me know like what your guys' hauls were for like the last few days. Did you get any Prismatic like at any of the big box stores, or were you able to pre-order any? I wish I was more in the know at the time, like 2 or 3 months ago, and was able to pre-order a lot of it, because I probably wouldn't have done any of this craziness. I don't know if there's going to be any more Prismatic being released in my area, or more like blooming waters are going to be released in my area, but I'm always trying to keep my eyes and ears open, just in case there are any like potential like sales or any like releases that are going on. But if it doesn't, I would be completely content with having the next week to be able to focus more on the business again, be able to try and list more of my bulks, my bulk cards. Sales have actually been really bad the last few days. I mean, I think like the last 3 days, I might have only received like 2 sales, which is like very, very unusual for me now. I'm not sure what's going on, but I figure I need to just focus on putting up more of my bulk up on TCG Player, so I have a wider inventory. So it just gives more, it gives people more options on like what things to like buy from me if they need potentially just like a handful of cards. They can potentially just get it all from my store. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys on the next video.